Alright, telling this story is not gonna be that easy. You know what I mean? I'm actually trying to remember this shit, how this shit came along. It was basically the first time I had jury duty. Most people dislike the thought. Me, when it was my time, I was like, what the fuck? How am I gonna get out of this shit? Like, the whole time I had jury duty, I'm just thinking, how am I gonna get out of this shit the entire time? Literally. From the beginning of the day to the end of the day, I'm like, yo, this shit is whack. I'm not trying to do this shit. Know what I mean? Because when the letter came in the mail, I delayed it before. This time I know it was going to be a fine, so I'm like, nah, I ain't paying these niggas that shit. These niggas get enough out of me in taxes already. So the first day I can't remember too much because, I slept the entire time in the courtroom. Judge was looking at me like, what the fuck is wrong with this nigga? The next day I woke up late. I actually, to be honest, my nigga, I woke up early just to take a shit. Then I went right back to sleep. Right after I got up again, got up, showered. Know what I mean? Called them up, let them know I was running late and shit. Let them know exactly what, know what I mean? I'm still coming. Then when I got to the courtroom, the judge gave a brief description. The first lawyer began talking, and all I remember was hearing wah wah, wah 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 wah. Then right after that, somebody just tapped me like, yo, you gotta wake up, you gotta wake up. So I'm like, what the fuck? It was just like that show from Peanuts. Then next thing I remember, the judge is saying time for lunch or whatever. So when I stepped outside, I seen this lady. She asked me for spare change. I'm looking at this bitch like, what the fuck? Like, I reached in my pocket, pulled out a stick of gum, and that was my offer. So, know what I mean, you could take it or leave it. This bitch looked disappointed. All I could do was shrug my shoulders and keep it moving. I spent half the time talking to my brother. He was scheming on stuffing Jessica's mouth with some dick. I mean, I was lost during the entire conversation. It was a rabbit hole whenever I asked him about chicks. He didn't have a love life. It was more of a slut life. The more you ask, the more questions, and the more you get lost. He had topped his one night stand record this week. Before I knew it was time to go back. Walking through the metal detectors was nostalgic of my high school days. Yeah, I went to one of those kind of schools, nigga. Metal detectors. As we took our seats, all I hear is wah 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 wah. Next thing I remember, the court officer waking me up and telling me try to stay up. So I'm like, alright. I went from the niggas on the jury, my peers and shit, to the fucking court officer. So I'm looking at it like, man, I don't know how long I can stay up. So this shit ain't me. So I thought of this time. I thought to myself this time, the only person that's speaking English that apparently the court officer. 'Cause that's the only thing I remember hearing is try to stay up and shit. So he looked he looked through some papers and on his phone and shit. Um, I remember the lawyer pulling back and like the lawyer pacing back and forth in the courtroom and shit. And I just remember hearing objection as he opened his eyes and he said, "Was a wow 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 wow." So I'm looking at it like, yo, if this motherfucking judge is asleep, how are these niggas getting mad at me? Like this shit is boring. Like how the fuck do you stand through this shit? Like how do you sit through this shit? Like excuse me, how do you sit through fucking jury duty awake, my nigga? Like I don't know. Y'all niggas get in the comment section. Let me know how the fuck if y'all ever had that experience. Like how the fuck did you get through that shit? Like me, the whole time I was just like I'm gonna be honest, like, it was a couple of lawyers in the courtroom, female lawyers at that, they was very attractive, so, I was just undressing them the whole time if I wasn't sleeping shit, so, but, um, it's like, it's part of the time when I was in the fucking courtroom, I see this fucking judge looking through his phone, and the girl in front of me, some Spanish lady, like, I guess I was asleep because I remember hearing this bitch say something. It sounded like uno, dos, tres. I'm like, what the fuck is this bitch saying? So I thought to myself, why does the judge look scared? I look over, I see some motherfuckers with straight back hair and suits, like 3 or 4 of these niggas. I'm like, yo, these niggas look like the motherfucking mob. So the whole time I'm looking at these niggas like, yo, like I'm not trying to get whacked. I don't know how the fuck I'm gonna get out this shit, nigga. This shit is deeper than I thought. So from that, I'm like, damn, man. Looked at the lady who was typing. I'm thinking to myself, this bitch gotta be fingering herself every night as fast as this bitch is typing. I mean, her titties is big as fuck, like mad perky, with a small waist. This bitch look like a cartoon character. You know the bitch from the fucking Bugs Bunny shits. You know the bitch with the red hair. I can't remember